Howdy y'all, this is Dwight and welcome to Backyard Bonsai. On this channel I am planning on showing my adventures with my bonsai attempts. I am very much an amateur. I'm just now kind of getting started. I've been watching numerous bonsai YouTube channels. I've had an interest in it for a number of years now, and I'm just now getting brave enough to see what I can do with it on my own. As we can see, I live in a wooded area. I'm located in Tennessee, and on the property here we have a fair amount of woods and plenty of young saplings, and there's plenty of room for trying to use some of those saplings as bonsai, I was figuring, because there's a lot of undergrowth going and there's some areas that could use to be thinned out. So I thought I would use my opportunities in that regard and seeing what I could do with some free material, being it's on our property. So I have already did a few attempts, and I've had mixed results, I guess we might say. I've had several die, but this summer I got one dug up this spring, I should say, and so far this summer it is doing rather well. So I'm excited about that. I have got a couple others that has died, and another that's on its way out. I do believe it was part of a boxwood that I was attempting to do, and we got a hedgerow up by the front road, and there was a couple of things that was really getting crowded, so I thought I would get those out and see how they did. Now, I'm getting mixed results on that as well. As I said, I'm very much an amateur. So, but anyhow, I thought I will go ahead and show what I have in this video, and that way you can see what I've been up to. So come along and see what I got. Okay, we're in a little garden behind the house here, and I thought I'd show a boxwood attempt. This is something I took off of a full-size boxwood bush. It had rooted out the side and had some of its own roots, but at the moment I'm not sure if it's going to make it or not. Time will tell. It's quite honestly looking a bit scraggly at this point, but fingers crossed. We will see what happens with that. And next we got this little bitty pine sapling here, and it seems to be doing rather well. Of course it's real tiny, but the way it's leaned over, I'm thinking maybe if it survives this coming winter, next spring I might try to wire it a little bit to train the trunk, and maybe something a little bit interesting, since it already has a bit of a curve to it. And here's a look at my maple. Now this is something that I trimmed down in the woods on our property. As you can see, the stump of it right there. But I really enjoy the structure there at the bottom. The nabari, I guess you might call that. And it's leafed out rather nicely. When I first dug it up, I made the mistake of putting this in direct sunlight, and of course the leaves got good and scorched, and I realized my mistake pretty quick, and I got it over here in the nice shade. It gets a little bit of filtered sunlight, but that is it, and it has came out and it has done wonderfully so far for me this summer. So I am very excited about this one to see how it does for me. Okay, and on the back side of the house here is 5 different ones I have dug up. These are the ones that came from the hedgerow at the front road, and they was getting choked out by the other bushes. Now this first one here is a forsythia, which around here we call them Easter bushes, because they turn as you well may know, a beautiful yellow first thing in the spring. And I've seen some of these turned into bonsai, and I thought that was a really neat idea, and since it was getting choked out by the other bushes, I thought that was a prime opportunity to get it to see what I can do. If it does good for me over winter, I will be trimming it back good to see if I can't get some sprouts coming out down low. So fingers crossed on how that goes. Now these other three, like this right here, you can tell it's wilting back pretty heavy. I don't have a whole lot of hopes of these making it. This is one my boy dug up, and I'm trying to keep it watered real good, so we'll see how it does. But this one right here next to it, if we get down here at the bottom, there's a rotted trunk right here with a shoot coming out, and that's what all those saplings was coming off, was off of this rotted trunk. And I didn't realize it was rotted until I started digging it up. And the roots that are coming off the saplings are very, very minimal. So that's why I say I ain't got a whole lot of hopes these will actually survive, because the root system was so very minimal. Whereas on this Easter bush over here, it had a good root system, even though the top end was getting choked out. So I've got some nice hopes for this. So that's a look at my projects, I guess you might say. I do thank you for stopping by and looking at the projects I have, and maybe this will interest somebody. Again, I am just learning, very much an amateur, but I'm excited to see what I'm able to do, and I do plan on digging some things up in the woods. I've had several things out there that I've trimmed down in preparation, and so when I'm doing something like that, I of course will bring you along, and I may do another video to show a couple of things that I've trimmed that are still in the woods, and let y'all have a look at what I've got going on out there. Anyhow, to end this video off, thank you very much for stopping by, and until the next video, y'all take care.